What's up, guys? This is RG giving you another high definition broadcast. I wanted to tell you guys personally, I am sorry for not putting a lot more videos out there, but I'm going to make it up to you guys by putting out a huge amount of videos about this specific game here. This is the new game I'm on, guys. I did play a C9 for a little bit, but it did get just a little bit repetitive after a while, and it kind of felt like the PvP was a little bit lackluster in the fact that there's not a lot of pool of players out there. I don't know if you guys actually went on C9 or anything, but there's not a lot of people left from when the server switched to Singapore. Or I forget, it was like Southeast Asia or something. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to tell you guys that yes, I will be playing this game a lot, and I will be casting it a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy this video game and this cast. So first thing I wanted to talk about Path of Exile is just it's an amazing game, and I think it's a lot better than D3 in a lot of different ways, and we'll be going throughout a bunch of these different ways throughout the time that I'll be casting this. This is a open beta, but what's different about this beta than a lot of other betas is that this beta is pretty much a soft release, meaning that the characters that you make on this beta will go onto the live servers, will go onto the live game, will not be deleted. All the items that you get, all the currency that you acquire will go onto the live server. So any of your time that you're spending here on this beta, not only is it making you more knowledgeable about the game and giving you a heads up and a leg up on the competition, it will also give you all the items and everything that is you occur in the game. So that is one thing I wanted to show you guys. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about first is the skills system. So let's go ahead and go outside. I'll go out in Merciless docks where usually I farm at. This is the endgame farm spot for most people, besides maps, which is a lot like Torchlight. If you guys ever played Torchlight, then you know what a map is. It's like a generated area which you actually create. It just creates out of nothing, and it could be randomized. So the monsters could have different type of abilities in that map. So I wanted to show you guys this place where the docks where I'm farming most of the time, and it looks like one of my friends is actually playing in this dock area. So this is actually going to give me a chance to show you guys another thing about the game, which is pretty awesome. So when he's in that area and I don't want to be in the same area as him, I could actually click Control, hit that dock area, and as you can see, there's a place here where he's entered into. You can actually click the new option. So I didn't even plan that. I was just in the group with him, and you could just actually go into a new area. So this is a new area. It randomly spawns more mobs or whatever. And just like Diablo 3, there's actually random generated maps here too. So not just in the map areas. I'm getting a little bit of FPS lag as this video recording software, when you go into a new map or a new place, it kind of lags a little bit. So the skills work like this. What you guys have been seeing is this ground slam that I've been doing, and I have a really fast attack speed because I'm actually stun marauder build. This is a semi PvE build. I was trying to make it PvP at first, but a lot of people have this item called Eye of Chilua, which actually makes you immune to stun. So I'm thinking of actually switching the character for the PvP build. I have two characters right now, a 62 or 64 ranger and a 72 Marauder, which is this character here, 72. Marauder, it's a barbarian class, by the way. So what I want to show you guys about the skills is each skill is actually a skill gem. So when I take out this gem here, which is my ground slam gem, I actually cannot use ground slam anymore. So that right click is actually not there anymore. So when I put this ground slam back in, then boom, it's actually there. Now what I want to show you guys also about skills in this game is you can actually link skills if you have links in your armor or your weapon or anything, pretty much anything at all. Obviously rings, belts, and amulets cannot have slots. To my knowledge, I believe there's no rings or amulets or anything with slots in it. Maybe that's going to change. You never know. These game developers are amazing, and they might put some new items in there where there is slots. But as of now, right now, there is no slots in gear in these pieces of gear here. So What I wanted to talk about is the linking right now. So as you can see, there's a blue increased area of effect, a red life leech, a faster attacks, and a melee physical damage attached to my ground slam. Now that means that each of these gems is actually linking up to this ground slam gem. Now I can actually switch this out. Like let's say I wanted to switch out life leech, and I could actually put a glacial hammer in here. Now this isn't really going to affect my ground slam at all, but that means that my increased area effect, my faster attacks, and melee physical damage support gems here will be affecting not only glacial hammer, but it will also be affecting this ground slam as well. So that's something that I wanted to show you guys about support gems and attack gems. Also, kind of about a little bit about armor as well. Now, the reason I'm linking these all four support gems to this ground slam is because my ground slam is my most important skill, as well as my heavy strike. As you can see, I have a 5-link weapon here, and I have the stun, melee physical damage, faster attacks, added fire damage, and it's all linked to the heavy strike. So heavy strike and ground slam being my most used skills are actually the ones that I link the most support gems to. So it's just better that way. If it's like a really good way to do it. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you that actually helps out a lot is linking your auras, or the most mana intensive skills in the game, to a reduced mana gem. That's one of the most important things that you can have there, the reduced mana linked to auras. Now I'm actually a blood magic, so that means that my auras are going to take up my HP instead of MP. I actually use HP as my mana pool, and when I use my auras here, it'll actually take my a base amount of my life. As you can see, there's a reserved life that's up here now. If I turn that off, the reserved life goes down. And like right here, I'm heavy striking, so I could two-shot these mobs here. And this is a really good place for you to level from, like, I believe like 66 or 65 to 77. This is a good place to level. After that, you probably should just go to maps, because it's just not effective leveling there. But it is a really good place to farm, anyways, because of pack density. We'll go into that later, though. We'll go into pack density and stuff like that later. And rushing and all this stuff that I will actually go into, rushing your character and all this good stuff that I actually did for Diablo 3. But I'll actually be focusing on this now. So check it out, guys. These are the skills that I'm using, and yes, this reduced mana gem is very important. A lot of the slots that you're using here are just actually curses and stuff like this. I have a vulnerability curse, a temporal chains curse, just different little curses that actually help you out in leveling. My vulnerability curse is actually going to let them get stunned more. Like, as you can see, they're getting stunned every time I ground slam. So that's just helping me get that stun threshold down, and stun duration, I believe. So 10% increased chance of stun, I believe, is on that. So it's just giving me that extra stun, so that they just get stun locked pretty much. So this is a pretty good PvE build, and it helps out a lot in maps, because map monsters are incredibly strong. So I'm getting a little bit FPS lag because of the load in. If I did start the video in this zone, it would be different, but it is not. I didn't start in the zone, so that's what that is. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that quickly. A lot of the game mechanics are based around these skill gems, and you do definitely want to have a lot of resistances in this area here, this merciless area. But about the game more, I wanted to talk to you guys about, like, specific uniques. So I have a bunch of uniques here in my inventory, and what's like amazing about uniques in this game is they're a lot like Diablo 2 uniques. Like, this game is almost like Diablo 2. Pretty much what I want to say is it's what Diablo 3 should have been. There's a lot of sockets and imbuing items and stuff. But let's focus on the uniques, like I said. Now let's look at this here, this Facebreaker Strapment. This used to be an overpowered item in the very beginning of the beta. It's actually it's still very good, but it's not the best. I mean, it's still good, but it's not like overpowered like it used to be. This is actually increasing your unarmed physical damage. It goes all the way up to 100 or 1,000%, but this one is 812. It's actually a very low roll on that, which also gives you extra gore. So you can go ahead and go unarmed. I don't think I could actually do this with my character because I'm not really built that way, but I am a marauder, so I haven't actually tried this before. This is actually the first time I'm gonna try it, but we might as well just try it and check it out. So it is a lot like D2, where you have to kind of Tetris your way into different items. So I'm gonna go unarmed. I'm gonna throw on these face breaker mitts, and we're just gonna go try a melee something. I don't know how this is gonna work, if I'm gonna actually just get one shot here or not, but we'll see what happens. But you can actually go a melee, unarmed build. It's almost like a combination of Diablo with Skyrim, with just all amazing games combined. So check it out. I'm doing a really crappy damage here because none of my stuff is linked and all my gear is on the other slots, but you can actually do a good amount of damage with this build here. It's just I'm not built for it. So this is an example of an item that you can actually build around. Like pretty much your passive build will go around this item specifically. So that's something that I just wanted to show you. It's almost like a Frostburn gauntlet. As you can see, it's well, I remember, if you guys remember what Frostburn Gauntlet is, it's a like low level item in Diablo 2 where a lot of the higher level players use it because it was so amazing even if it was low level. So you can really just actually hop into the game, get to like level 20 and find like one of the best items in the game, which is my point there. So let's go ahead and put my actually good items back on, and this is what my build is built around, so that's why I'm doing so little damage with the unarmed build. You actually have to build your passives around it. And as you can see, I'm not doing a lot of damage to this guy with my normal attacks here. But when I put on my heavy strike, let's see what it goes now. So as you can see, it's a lot about what gems are linked to your skills, like the heavy strike there. Definitely going to do a lot more damage than if you don't have any links or you don't have any skills that are high level. Like this heavy strike is actually level 17, and it requires level 61 as well as 136 strength. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this game. As you can see, I have a bunch of different curses. So there's also items that give you +1 extra curse on an enemy. If you don't have those items or actually skill points, you can't get that 2 curses on an enemy, obviously. So what I definitely want to show you guys also about this game is the passive skills. So let's go ahead and go back to town, and I'll show you about the passive skills. And one of the best things about this game is the currency. So let's talk about the passive skills and the currency once we get it back in town here. So here we are, guys, back in town. I got my friend here, Chow Baby, or Zhao Baby. I don't know how to really pronounce that. It's like almost like the Xin Zhao in League. It's like you just don't know. But just because we're American people. So anyways, so check this out, guys. I just wanted to show you guys the passive skills, right? I wanted to do that first. So look at this, guys. I know it's very overwhelming at first. I was incredibly overwhelmed at how much skills you can actually get in the game. And yes, this is actually all the skills that you can get, or passive skills, that is. So this is where the Marauder starts, okay? This is right here where the Marauder starts. I believe this is the Witch. The Witch node is here. I think this is the Templar node, I believe. This is or I don't even know if that's Templar node. I think this is the 6th, or the next class. I think this is the Witch node here. But these nodes here represent each class. So depending on where you start, or which class you are, rather, is where you start. So since I was a Marauder, I started right here. I went ahead and got all the physical or life nodes here. And by the way, these are called nodes, so obviously that's what I've been calling them. So life nodes, getting all the life nodes here. I went ahead and get all these defensive nodes. One thing I'm stressing about this game off the bat is you definitely want to get your defense first. A lot of the game is survival. It's not like Diablo 3 where you just pop on an item and you beast mode through the whole game. I mean, yes, items will give you a lot more survivability and stuff like that if they're survivable items or whatever. If you twink out your character, you will see a difference. But I would say it's less about the items and more about the skill of the player. So I really like that about the game. I'll go in detail about my build later and why I did it, but I just wanted to show you guys like the amazing amount of skills that they have in this game and how it actually you can be anything you want to be. So check this out. If I was a marauder, I mean I am a marauder. If I'm a marauder that's level 1, I could start out here, but I could end up in the witch tree here. Like so, it doesn't matter where. Well, it doesn't matter where you start, but if you start here, you can also get some witch nodes here. Go all the way up and get some summons or whatever. Hex master. Get like 2 curses here, as well as your curses never expire, which is a very good node there. You can go all the way over to the right and get like acrobatics and stuff. The only advantage of like say starting with a ranger is like and getting acrobatics is you're closer to the node. Um, Something that you would say is like, oh well, why wouldn't you go just ranger then? Well, maybe you want to have a credible amount of HP because the marauder has all the HP nodes near him, but you also want to be able to have acrobatics. So you have all these HP nodes. You can go ahead and pick up like say the HP nodes here as well. Then you could go all the way over to these HP nodes here, and then go over to acrobatics here. So there's just a bunch of things you can do with this skill tree, and the fact that you can actually get all the skills from any node, any starting point is what I meant to say. Now, another thing that's very good to notice is these notable things here, these notable nodes here, I believe they're called. I'm not exactly 100% on the lingo, but I know people are nitpicky about that. So these actual nodes here give you a increased amount of stats, like say these little spiky things and the borders around it, spiky borders. They're notables, I believe that's what they called. So you grab those anytime that, or you look at those and you grab them depending if you want them or not. Like I got this elemental adaptation, it maximizes my fire, cold, and lightning resist. Like you wouldn't want to go all the way over here and not pick up this node, because you might as well, because you're already there, and it's a very amazing node. Anyways. I'm gonna pick up this stuff here too. I don't think this one or this one, but I'm gonna pick up these 3 nodes here, and I'm gonna stop because I don't need any more accuracy or critical because I believe I have yeah, never deals critical strikes, so I don't need critical strikes. The reason I got never deals critical strikes because also your hits cannot be evaded. So very amazing nodes like on the side here with the huge borders. These are the ones that you wanna look at, and they're like pretty much what your build is based around. So like resolute technique, I have you can never be your hits can never be evaded, and you never deal critical strikes. So I never want to go for accuracy, as well as never wanting to go for critical strike. So my basic build is just pure damage. You don't want to have to go and get any critical nodes or any accuracy at all. So that's what that is. Again, I have a node down here, blood magic, and so I don't actually have any mana. All my mana is gone, and you spend life instead of mana for your skills. Now I have a lot of HP regen, and then I pretty much have infinite mana, so none of my mana doesn't really matter. I have all HP pots. So these type of things are just something that I wanted to point out and show you guys that it's just amazing to have on your build. You definitely want to check it out and build your character around these type of nodes. Like say if you want to pick up this resolute technique, you obviously want to build it around that. So that's enough about passive skills for now. I'll go in depth about them later. I can make a whole video about it and spend whatever 30-45 minutes talking specifically about this. But let's not do that right now. I have a lot of other things to go on just for the basics of the game, and we'll get you start playing. So let's go ahead and go back into the stash, and I'll show you. We'll show you the pots first because I was talking about them earlier. So right now I'm rocking 3 seething and 1 sapping. Now what that means is that the seething hollow flask, it reduces the amount recovered from the flask itself, but it actually recovers all of it instantly, so all of the HP instantly. So you see 392 life recovered over 8 seconds. Don't worry about the 8 seconds. 392 is instant recovery. So you just spam those, like you'd spam it 3 times because I have 10 charges here that it consumes every time, and I have 30 charges in all. So 10 times 3 is 30. So I could do 3 3 actual uses of this, and I have that times 3. So I could get my HP pretty much back to full if I just spam these 3 pots like constantly. So if I'm going down, I'm about to die, and just spam these 3 pots here, 1, 2, 3, and I'm all the way back up. This one here, the sapping hollow flask, it actually increases the life recovered by 60%, but removes 10% of life recovered from mana. But remember, I don't have any mana, so this mana, whatever, 10% mana that is actually going to be removed is nothing. I'm not sure if it's just a bug or it's just something that they're gonna fix or whatever. But for right now, the 10% does not remove my life, which is quote unquote my mana. So it's just amazing because that 60% increased life recovery actually is there, and it goes over the 8 seconds because remember these ones are instant flasks that reduced the recovery, and it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna get instant recovery, then it has to be reduced. So that's what they did to balance that. This one is you increase so much more life, but it takes from your mana. But look at the recovery, guys, 1,843, and I could do that 3 times again because it consumes 10 out of 30. Now, the end, the suffix here is dowsing, so that means that right there on the bottom it says dispels burning, so it douses the fire pretty much. That's the logic behind it. So it dispels burning. This one dispels frozen and chilled. This one also dispels burning, and this one also dispels burning. Of dowsing is a very, very common suffix. When you have an affix like sapping, you can actually add a or a prefix like sapping. You could actually add a suffix of dowsing with one of the actual currencies. So let's go ahead and talk about currency now, guys. This is currency here. Now, this isn't this is not like an amazing amount of currency. A lot of people have more currency than this, but I would say this is a good amount of currency for someone that has just been playing for 2 weeks. This is about, I'd say, maybe 18 exalted orbs worth of currency here. Now, what is an exalted orb? If you're like, what the hell is that? This is an exalted orb. This is what pretty much the second highest currency in the game. The highest currency in the game is actually a Mirror of Kalandra. Now, a Mirror of Kalandra is actually a dupe. If you guys have ever played Diablo 2, you know that duping used to be kind of insane. There was like hex duping and like duping of BOTDs, which is like Breath of the Dyings. An ethereal Breath of the Dying was like, oh my god, dupe this because it's like 415%, whatever. Okay, so back to my point. The highest currency is called the Mirror Kalandra. I've actually never got one before, but it's like around 20 to 30 exalted orbs to get it. And what it pretty much does is it mirrors any rare item that someone has. Like, so you can trade him the Mirror of Kalandra, and then he'll mirror his item for you, and then he'll trade you back the item, usually for around 4 to 10 exalted, depending on how amazing the item is. So it's pretty much a dupe. Now, the only thing that's different about that, I believe, I don't understand everything about the mirror, but I believe you cannot change the socket colors or anything like, or the links or anything like that, which is very important. So you're gonna have to get that changed for you before it gets mirrored, because the mirrored object cannot be altered in any way. So something that I wanted to show you guys is that like, say these orbs of alchemy, these upgrade a normal item to a rare item. So that means this is a pretty much a char CMBU. So you say a white item drops on the floor. Oh, a white item. I probably have an item here that I can actually do, but I kind of don't want to waste it on these items anyways. But say, all right, let's make an example of this boot here. So, and I could I could grab things, my hands, and use this. By the way, I have a bunch of new stash tabs up here, and that's because I paid $20 to get these tabs here. And that's the only thing that's actually in game that affects specific gameplay that you can pay for. You can't actually buy like orbs of alchemy or orbs or anything like that with straight up money. So it's not pay to win. It's actually, oh, by the way, it's a free game. So I should probably should have mentioned that in the very beginning. It's a free game, and all you have to do is play. And if you're good at trading, like how I am, I'm pretty decent at trading in Diablo 2 and in this game. You'll make a lot of money. So let's go back to my boots here. So say these boots drop, blue boots, and yes, there's 4 sockets, 4 links. By the way, the 4 sockets is the highest you can get in a boot. 4 link is the same thing. Highest sockets you can, highest links you can get. And remember, the links are what links your skills together. Like a bunch of support gems supporting this skill. This skill is going to be amazingly good. So that's the same thing that's hidden here. The amazingly good thing is being supported by this reduced mana. So supports Wrath as well as Anger as well as Enduring Cry. So any of this stuff is reduced mana cost. So this thing drops. You're like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever. By the way, you want to check the item level for it. So you want to click this and type in /item level. And then the item level comes up 61. Now the highest item level in the game right now is 79, I believe. They upped it from 77 earlier, like I think just yesterday or the day before. So the highest item level is 79. I said yes, 79. So you probably usually want to transmute or craft, air quotes, these things that are usually like level 69 and above. I usually don't craft anything like that's lower than that unless I'm just like whatever, I just want to gamble and have fun and YOLO, whatever. So this thing here, you would want, because of its magic, you can do a couple of things with it. You can actually augment it, and augmentation orbs do not really cost anything. So look at this. You read the tooltip here. Orb of Augmentation enchants a magic item with a new random property. So this, because of this opulent Legion boots here, 49 to mana, that's already a prefix here. Now I can add a suffix to this. So I'm adding a suffix to this. Augmentation orbs don't cost anything, so don't worry about it. I'm not wasting money here. So boom. Of thick skin. As you can see, it's opulent Legion boots of thick skin. So that's making it with, increased block and stun recovery. It obviously wasn't there before. So that is now a piece of shit boot. You don't like that because it's like, okay, well, 49 mana, that's decent, but I don't need block and stun recovery because I don't have a shield, obviously. So you're like, oh, it's a piece of shit. I want to scour that. So that means that this, also a piece of currency, removes all properties from an item. So check this out. I'm not going to use one because I don't really need to scour this right now, but let's pretend that I use one. Boom. I use this Orb of Scouring on that. Now this is a white item. Nothing here besides requires level 58, requires 54 strength, requires 54 intellect. Now this is white, okay? This is a white item. Now I can go ahead and boom, Orb of Alchemy it, upgrades a normal item into a rare item. Obviously I can't use this Orb of Alchemy on this. Like boom, it's going to say failed to apply item. Make sure that it's the right type of item. If that's not equipped, blah blah blah. So it's not going to let me do this. Like no, you can't do that because it's magic, and this says upgrades a normal item to a rare item. So it has to scour this first, which this will work if I used it on it, which I'm not going to, and it'll turn to white. Then I could boom Orb of Alchemy it. Now if that alchemy orb turns it into something, oh my god, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it only has 5 rare properties. Like this one has 4: increase lightning damage, increase attack speed, life, and lightning resistance. That's 4. It's like, oh my god, that's so amazing. I want to exalt it. Enchants a rare item with a new random property. Now this actually being the highest orb, I don't even want to touch it for right now because I might click something and be like, oh my god, why did I do that? So this would actually enchant a new property onto this item. Not only will these amazing stats stay, it will give you another stat, which is maximum stats is 6. So you'll have 6 properties on this item instead of just having the 4 that I have here. Now I could theoretically exalt this, but you really, really, really do not want to exalt something unless it's so amazing, like perfect stats, which is, I mean, these stats are good, like they're very good, but they're not the most perfect stat. And not only is it not the most perfect stat, it's also armor and evasion, which I don't really use evasion because I can't evade attacks because I have an unwavering stance, which actually makes me immune to stun, but I can't evade attacks. So the evasion here on this armor is not doing me anything, but what's doing me a lot of help is the increased attack speed, as well as a incredibly high, or not incredibly high, but high maximum life and lightning resistance. I believe the highest life I can get on these gloves is like something like 90 because of the item level. Let me see. Yeah, 64. So I'm most likely it's like around 90. I think 72 or 79 you could get like 100 max life or something random like that, something high, probably even more than that. But that is what that does. So Other pieces of currency, say like this fusing here. These fusings are equal to these alchemies and stuff. This is a little bit higher, but I put it with these. I actually organize these together. Like say, this fusing is equal to this alchemy, so it's on the same row, which is equal to the scouring, so it's on the same row. This chaos is equal to this or regret. Um, which is on the same row. And I will get into the currency, like every single piece of currency in a new video, but I just wanted to give you a basic general knowledge of what currency does and like what you can do with currency, pretty much how you can pay for things. So certain items, like say this glove here, I think I got it maybe for like 2 or 3 chaos, but I would probably, if I was going to resell this, I would sell this for like 2 GCP. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, GCP, GCP, what is a GCP? This is a GCP. It's a gem cutter's prism. And I don't know why they call it, why don't they just call it GP? Because it's a gem cutter is one word in this instance here. But they call it GCP. And what this pretty much does is improve the quality of a gem. Now, the difference between, say, a quality of an armor and a quality of a gem is astounding. Like, say, the quality of the armor. Okay, it's going to increase just the armor of it, like the actual base armor of it. The quality of a weapon is going to increase the base damage of it. Even the low end damage and the top end damage will increase, not the elemental damage at all. That only depends based off the what do you call explicit properties, which is the bottom one. The implicit properties are the top ones. The increased stun duration, that's what you call implicit property. The bottom is explicit. So that's where the fire damage comes from. The explicit properties you can see is add 5 to 13 fire damage, elemental damage plus 5 to 13 on the top there. So that's what that is. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's right. Something about, oh yeah. So like blessed orbs will change the implicit properties. I don't believe this one actually can change because it's the same anyways. It'll always be 20% increased stun duration, so you can't change that. But like say the implicit property on this, even though this is maxed, it can change to back to 10 or 15 or 20. So I think, yeah, okay, so I was talking about gems. So okay, so the quality 20% is actually going to increase the physical damage by a good amount. So that's what that does. The quality of the gem here is going to increase the skill by something different. Like you have to actually look it up, and I'll give you a link to the wiki. And it's a very useful tool to look up, like say what if I get a quality glacial hammer of 15%. By the way, this quality can go all the way to 20. So what if I get a glacial hammer of 20%? Then what will it do exactly? Well, it's different for every skill. Like say I have a quality heavy strike. This one is, oh, it's actually not in this one. It's right. Wait, heavy strike. I know I'm leveling a heavy strike somewhere. There it is. So it's quality 11%. That means that it's giving me that 8% increased attack speed there. You see that right there. The increased attack speed is the second one down. On this heavy strike, it doesn't have that. But the reason I'm using this heavy strike is because it's level 17. Obviously, it's going to do a lot more damage than this level 9 one. So I'm leveling this heavy strike up. And to level this up, I just click here to the skill. And it was level 9 before. Now I believe it will go to level 10. So you got to be on top of that too, like on the side of your bar here when it says, hey, level me up. These ones I can't level up because I don't have enough stats for them. So that is a basic knowledge, like bunch of stuff. Like I know I threw a huge amount of information at you right now, and that's just grazing the surface of what this game actually has to offer in terms of gameplay and mechanics. So that is just something I wanted to show you guys. This is an amazing game. Definitely look me up and say what's up to me. This is my name, in-game name, Levi Thanatau. It actually is Greek for death grip. So something that I like to do with my characters these days. I like to put Greek names on them and make it sound like cool, I guess. So that's what I do. So look me up, tell me what's up. Definitely leave in the comments below what you guys want to see on the next video. I know this is a long video, and it had a lot of information. But I'm always available to tell you more stuff and new things and cool stuff that you need to do and stuff you need to rush and blah 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 blah. So tell me what you guys want to see in the next video, if this is interesting to you, if you want to start playing. I'll give you a link to the website as well as the uniques in the description, or uniques, the wiki in the description. And that's about it. Definitely hit up the comments and hit up the subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. As always, thank you all for watching, and take it easy. Peace.